Hello everyone and welcome to my messy lab. Today I'm fighting with another old friend of mine like this spectrum analyzer is. Of course it's a 3585A. Well, this unit uh, is faulty because of a digital section issue. I have uh, done so many tests on this unit. I have all the service manual with all the digital section troubleshooting indications, but well, I have to say that till now, and I cannot say how many hours I have spent on this unit. Well, till now, I did not find yet the cause of this fault. Well, of course, I have also this signature analyzer, which is, of course, helpful, and you cannot perform troubleshooting on this unit without it, because in the service manual there are indicated and listed all the codes that would find on the unit. Well, despite the use of these, yeah, of course, I have found that several codes are wrong. I have to say that they are very close to the codes that should be, but it's not exactly. So it's a four uh, code. It's a code composed by number and letters, four in total each. Is a an well, it's a converter. This one convert the digital signal to alphanumeric code. Uh, well, despite this, I was not able to understand what the problem is. So the unit is very complicated. There is a ROM board, a RAM board. This is the microprocessor board, and this is the input-output interface board. Here is missing the GPIB board that I have removed just to avoid any kind of load on digital data lines, but I'm sure that it is fine because I had not changed with the removal of it. However, just to be to be sure that I don't have multiple faults, and so to try to understand in a quickest way and to narrow the possible causes. Well, looking at the uh, interface board, is an input-output board. This is the switch that select the kind of test that you want to perform. And what I found that this enabling gate, actually there are two pins, pin number 1 and 15, are driven by this gate, which in turn is driven by this. Since I had several times a weird signal over there, so I'm going to check this. So pin 3 is the input, pin 4 is the output, of course it's an inverter. So this is what I have found. I'm going directly on the scope. So this is what I have found on, this is the input. So pin 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so nothing. It's, I mean, just some small sparks, right? But glitching. But it's at 0. Okay, it's a low level, logic low level. If I'm going to the output, I should find an high level. Well, as you can see, the input is 2 volts for centimeters, so it's going to 1 volt and should go to 5 volt. So here for sure I have a problem. I'm not sure if is this inverter itself or there is some other IC that is loading it. So what I'm going to do is to remove the IC, to socket it, and to remove the to put a new IC if I have. Otherwise I will remove one leg of the IC and see without load if I have the same result. So let's see if I have some result. Well, before to do that, I have to say that this spectrum analyzer, it's a very famous and very, very useful, especially for radio alignment and troubleshoot, because it has a tracking generator, and it's really, really helpful, this tracking generator. I have seen a lot of units faulty in this way with digital problems. I have to be honest, it's a very long time that I'm trying to fix this. Recently I found on eBay 2 new birds, not new but declared as functioning, and they are the ROM and microprocessor board, and I have replaced them and nothing has changed. So it seems that both ROM and microprocessor boards that I have are running fine. Here is the RAM board. I have replaced most of them, but I have to say that with troubleshooting, I found that the addresses codes in the RAM are wrong, but the input addresses. So it's something that is coming out from the RAM board. I have tried to remove the RAM board to see if it's loading, but doesn't make any change. So it seems that yes, the input-output board can be the cause, since these lines that is managing this board are exactly the line. I just show you on the schematic. So those lines are the input-output data line for the microprocessor, exactly like that. Sorry, it's not easy to manage this big schematic. So as you can see, the mnemonics is line input output data 0 to 15, so it's 16 lines. And well, those lines tells to the microprocessor how to do in this moment. So it's the operative system change for testing purposes or for functioning. Since the unit is not switching to operation, it seems that is frozen on test points, so on test function. So what I want to do is to go to check this IC, what I have, and if I make any change. So let me do off camera this replacement and I'll back. So as you can see, I've just removed the IC. So I'm going to install the socket and put a new IC. So becoming more and more crazy with this instrument. Well, what I found is, look at that, pin 2 of U31. Okay, so this should go up and down from logic level 1 to 0. This is actually an output of a RAM IC. I have swapped with another one, brand new, same result. So it seems that the point is, let me grab the schematic. So it's a U31A, so it's a pin number 2. Is the direct output of U22. So it seems that U31, it's loading the IC. Well, I have to say that I already have found another one in this board, A45, or this board right here, and it was loading a line which controlled the test routine. And in fact, I was not able to run completely the test routine. Think that now I can. In fact, I'm finding this problem. So with this signature analyzer, what I found that several code, example in A3 here, we should read here, A3 233P. We are reading 213H. So this is wrong. And example, on A1, we should read, let's see, we are reading A28F, A1, A28F. So this is correct. Now, if I'm going to see with the oscilloscope A3, okay, if I'm looking here, I'm seeing that there are spikes that are not reaching the bottom. Let me, sorry, yeah. So, just a second. I need to do some different setting. Let's try now. Okay, it's not really visible right now, but you can see here there is like a V exactly right here. It's not going to the bottom. It's remaining at 2.5 volt. I believe that this can be wrong. So perhaps the IC that I have already checked just a few minutes ago. So U31 is loading the output of the RAM. So when it is enabled, does not give us the signal that we should have. And this is, let me follow it. Let me do it together with you. So it is over there, over there. I lost. Okay, let me try. Okay, so now I've traced it. It's going to V4. B4, right? So, going back, going back, going back. It's going right here. If I'm going to read B4, that is right here. Okay. Let's see what is reading. So okay, the cycle is 8 seconds, so I need to wait a little bit. C85C. Let's see what we should have on B4. B4, we should have HF2H. So that's wrong. Okay, let me swap the IC and see what's happening. Okay, I think I have found something wrong. So look at this IC. It's corroded. So the legs, just by touching, they are broken. So perhaps the contact was not good, and if you can remember, before it was a weird result during the test. What do we have now? It's HF2H. So looking at the service manual, the code on B4, HF2H. So that means that now we have a good line. Now I still have some that is not going as it should. This A3 and A3 should be 233P and is 213H. I believe I have a similar problem. So what I'm going to do is to trace where they are, where this signal is going to. So checking A3, going back. Well, here is the address, but this is not what we are going to check, since the address is checked with another troubleshooting table. We are going to U29. So U29 should be faulty. Let me swap also this one and see what's happening. I found something very interesting here. Look at that. Look at that. Come on, focus. Corroded. Also this, it's completely gone. There are several pins. Not easy to see, but well, it's absolutely clear that this IC should be replaced. So let me go to replace it and see what's happening. So the replacement of the oxided ICs over there fix just partially the problem. So sweeping in the RAM board for possible faults, what I'm doing here is to monitor the output of this RAM, since I have a weird output, right? It's well, as you can see, it's 1 volt per centimeters. It's staying in the middle, but look what happened pressing. If I press this just with the hand, look on the screen. It jumped to 5 volts. So I believe that this IC have some problem. of oxidation as well. So if I remove, if I press again, look at that, go. If I lose, okay, press again, boom, again. So I think I have to replace also this one. Yeah. So, well, unfortunately I don't have new IC here. However, I managed to stuff all the solders, and now it's making good contact, but I have another one. Look at that. Look at the scope. Press the one below. Yeah, leave. Press. Leave. Okay. Yeah, and then gone. So it seems that here we have a lot of oxidation on these ICs. So what I'm going to do is to try to solder the legs in a way to make them contact, since I don't have in my hand right now the new ICs, and then see if I can fix, and after that of course I will replace those ICs. So let me try to fix also the second one. So look at that. Well, it's not perfect. You see the numbers are, well, not all the time good. So something is wrong still, is wrong. But, well, I have replaced several ICs. All the ICs which are socketed has been replaced, and but after all the refresh control has been replaced, but it has been clear that RAM is the problem. I have swapped many times and many RAMs, since I don't have a way to test each single IC. But, well, it seems that we have some RAM that is not functioning at all. But well, when I switch on the unit, or if I press preset, it will work. It will not work anymore. So let's see now. Okay, you see, it will not after the restart. Yeah, take a while to come back operative, but you see it doesn't refresh all the functions. So now the input, the sweeping, I have to press buttons, and okay, center frequency 10.7 megahertz, and frequency is 0.2 megahertz. Okay, so I mean, once it's on, it's doing, and I have plugged in my signal generator 10.7. If I move the marker, which is not moving in this moment, so it's out of now is out. Before was perfectly in the center. Okay, so you see now it's giving an error, and reference track level. Okay, center frequency 10.2 megahertz. Yeah, it's beeping now. It's not. Let me try to do this. Yeah, and you see, it's not coming back. Well, seems that Okay, look at that. All weird symbols. Yeah, no change. Well, it seems that some RAM still is not functioning as it should, but at least the instrument is back to life, and it's clear that despite the dynamic RAM, that should not be so difficult. It's not like that. I mean, RAM make the difference. So I will try to swap more RAMs and see if I will find the one that is not working as it should. So let me try more. Okay, seems that I found something good. Let me switch off. I still have my signal generator on. So powering on, yeah, start immediately to sweep, and it go to the preset. So if I'm going to enter the center frequency and I give let's say 1 kilohertz of span, yeah, it's doing what expected, and well, it's maybe a little bit out of alignment, but all the lettering is I mean, the on-screen display is perfect, except here we have this strange sorry for my reflection, this strange thing. If you see there are some letters here that are highlighted. If I go to complete highlight them and then move to another place, then they go off. So it seems that we still have a RAM that is not working perfectly, and I have swapped, and I found those are not functioning as they should. I mean, they are faulty. This not completely sure, but now, well, the RAM that were not allowing me to power on the unit was those two RAMs, which are let me see, U13 and U24, plus this one, which is U1. So all these three RAMs, but I am sure that any RAMs faulty installed will lock the unit. So, well, but at least now I have the unit working. So if I'm going to the top, let's see, yeah, and if I move a little bit, so if I'm going to center it, let's see, right, so it's 24 Hertz out of alignment, but I'm not sure if it's something that is coming out from the signal generator, since it's not calibrated. So could be also that the signal generator is not perfect. Of course, if I press instrument preset, will go on the instrument presetting way, and if I'm going to do the same enters, 10.7 megahertz, frequency span of 1 kilohertz, yeah, if I'm going to go to center frequency of 10.7024, I'm going to, no, sorry, center frequency 7 megahertz. Then let me center 24, marker to the center. Yeah, so instrument is back to life. Very happy. So I think I've fixed the instrument. As you can see, we don't have any weird highlighting of the lettering and numbers. All the numbers are as expected. During the troubleshooting, I also found that it was not possible to store while I was pressing the storing. Instead of have the double line, the instrument will be frozen and stuck with a blank screen. So I think that now the instrument is fully working, at least it seems so. So what I'm going to do is to make a setup with my signal generator and an additional spectrum analyzer to check the output of the tracking generator. So the tracking generator and input of signal will be monitored in the same time. So let me do the setup and see what's okay. I'm inputting here my signal generator with minus 27 dBm, and here is reading minus 27.9, so it's not completely aligned. And this is the output of tracking generator. So the tracking generator is monitored here, as you can see is sweeping up and down. So let me reduce the frequency span to 1 kilohertz, so I should have a less a more stable unit. Let me press the signal tracking. So what I have here, okay, well, of course it's moving up and down. Let me see why it doesn't track it. Okay, however, this is the output. If I crank up the output, okay, let me try to reduce here more, let's say 100 Hertz. So it will be almost stable. I can speak. Center frequency, so it's okay. Well, the output seems okay. The center is 10.7 megahertz and is sweeping back and forth, not exactly centered, since as we can see here, it's not perfectly centered. So maybe if I move this to the center, let's see. Okay, so here, okay, now is okay, I should move also this one. Yes, the center is moving because it's tracking now. So if I'm going to put as center frequency 10.70025. Okay, let's see. So it's sweeping. Yeah, it's almost centered. So it seems that the instrument is giving the output, expected output. So, well, this is telling us that the instrument is still cold. But yeah, I think we have the instrument back to life completely. Unfortunately, I have lost the video just before the reassembly. So we could summarize the action of this instrument as a major problem of RAM. I have replaced 7 ICs, and well, I have socket all the ICs that I have replaced, because for future troubleshooting will be helpful. Probably I will post another video with the HP 85 computer, trying to addressing this with GPIB and get some simple programming. But for the moment, I'm very happy. The instrument is almost 10 years that is here in the lab without any life. So after so long time, I was able to repair. Well, what it absolutely need to repair the instrument is something like that. Card extender. This is come on, focus. This is a connector that I have bought in from DigiKey, I think. This is for wire connection. I have milled this circuit board with a small mill machine that I have. So just a straight line. Then I have protect the copper with a layer of lacquer in order to don't have it completely oxidate. So I left just the lower section of the copper uncovered by the layer of lacquer, and for sure, I mean, without this signature analyzer, was impossible to understand the problem of the instrument, because in the service manual, in the troubleshooting technique, there are several tables with all the code that should be read with the signature analyzer, and without it is impossible to understand, to trace the problem backwards. So it's absolutely necessary to have all 3 volumes, because the service manual is composed by 3 volumes. One is for circuit description, one is for troubleshooting, and another one is for electrical schematics. So absolutely necessary. However, well, I think that I arrived to the end. I hope you enjoy this video, and I hope that people which are facing the same problem with the digital section will find this video of help. But for sure, you want to replace all the RAMs. So put the socket and replace all the RAMs. That is a nicer starting point. In order to have more information, I have bought during the year another CPU board and other 2 ROMs board. Unfortunately, I didn't find any RAM board, because I believe that that is the trickiest part to be repaired. As you have seen, I have replaced many ICs. Some of them were oxidized and some of them just faulty. So in total, I have replaced in this instrument something like 25 ICs all around, clocking generator and in the CPU board as well, some buffers. Of course, not all of this replacement has been included in this video because I've been in this instrument in the past years many times trying to fix it. But then I decided to buy the signature analyzer, and that to make the difference. So I hope you enjoyed the video and see you soon. Bye.